Hey there. Have you ever caught yourself saying or thinking, if I don't remind everyone, if I don't follow up with them, if I don't check in on them, nothing gets done? I know I've been there. And if that's you, if you're experiencing this, here's some good news. It's probably not a motivation problem. Probably not a people problem. It's probably not an employee engagement problem. It's probably a systems problem. In this video, I'm going to show you why your team keeps needing reminders and how to build a business that doesn't depend on your memory. When it depends on your memory, it slows things down and it's exhausting for you. See, I've coached dozens of business owners, and one of the most common frustrations I hear is, I feel like I'm stuck in the business because I have to remind everyone all the time. The interesting thing is, most owners assume the problem is the employee. I find in working with them a lot of the time, it isn't. It's a systems breakdown or lack of systems. Reason number one, there's no clear ownership. Nobody knows for sure what roles and responsibilities they own, what somebody else owns. And when that happens, everybody assumes somebody else is doing it. Or multiple people assume they're supposed to do it, and they both start working on it, realize we both start working on it, and they both stop thinking the other one has got it. When no one owns it, everyone thinks someone else does. That's why your org chart matters. It's not just a chart. It's not about titles. It's about accountability and responsibility and transparency. You have to have clear ownership of the key roles and responsibilities in the organization. Number two, nothing gets measured. At least not regularly and not accurately. So when that happens, nobody knows what winning looks like. And when nobody knows if they're winning or not, well, it's hard for you to measure the team's performance, for you to know how they're doing. But probably more importantly, your team doesn't really know if they're winning. Thinking to youth sports, if you want to see a lackluster, disengaged bunch of players in any young youth sport, think grade school, right? Pee Wee League. Tell them, hey, we're going to play, but we don't keep score here. We don't want the other team to feel bad. Those kids are they're gonna probably show up. They're gonna go through the motions, but they're not gonna engage. They're not gonna lean in and play their hearts out. And same with your team. If we don't help them understand what winning looks like, how can you expect them to be engaged? We have to measure what matters so our team knows that they're winning. When this happens, your people performance improves, your employee engagement improves. Every business needs a simple scoreboard to keep track at all levels. At the organizational level, if you've got individual teams, sales and marketing team, operations team, etc., or different crews, whatever it is, each one should have a scoreboard specific to what they do and what they're responsible for. And then ideally, every person understands what they're being measured by. They have a scoreboard for themselves so they know if they're winning. And reason number three, nothing gets reviewed consistently. Oh, sure, we have an employee review process in place, and every 90 days or 6 months or a year, depending on when you think of it. Early in my business career, that's kind of what we did. We did annual reviews, and we'd sit down with the employees, and it was based more on how we felt, kind of what our gut told us than actual data. So when you have a scoreboard in place and KPIs and people know what they're held accountable for, when you've got a set of core values that people understand and are held to, now we've got something that we can review with them. But it's even more tactical than that. What gets reviewed gets remembered. So that's why we do our weekly sync. This is the weekly meeting of our leadership team, where this rhythm, every week we get together and we review our scoreboard, we review our quarterly objectives, we review our to-dos and our task list. We want to make sure that the items on the scoreboard, that we are winning. We want to make sure that we're on track for our quarterly objectives. We'll talk more about that in another video. And we want to make sure that the task list, the to-dos that we generated in the last meeting, or most probably the meeting before, that we're actually getting them done, that the person who owns them is taking action. See, it's when we have this weekly sync, this leadership rhythm, priorities stay visible, people stay accountable. Without that rhythm, everything depends on you, the owner, remembering and reminding. And that's why we're talking about it. It's exhausting, and you become or remain the bottleneck. Weekly syncs. They're kind of the way where the rubber meets the road. We can implement the system. We can create an organizational chart. We can create a scoreboard. We can set our quarterly objectives. But if we're not sitting down every week to take a look at how we're performing, that we're actually doing the things that matter day to day and week to week and month to month, that lead us to successfully completing our quarterly objectives, that lead us to our one-year plan. If we're not looking at that every week, then the work that we put into developing an org chart and a scoreboard, like so many other things, it's a great effort, but it lacks teeth for I can't think of a better way to say it. We have to give it to where the rubber meets the road. It's the fuel in the car. We can build a beautiful car, but if we're not fueling it, we don't go anywhere. I guess the big lesson here is great businesses don't run on reminders. And you know that. We all know that. And yet we all fall into the trap unless we're very intentional about not being in it. Great businesses run on clarity, clarity of ownership, clarity of expectations, clarity of measurements, clarity of communication. It's clarity. If you're spending your day reminding everyone what to do, checking in, reminding them that it was supposed to be done, stop asking, why won't my people remember? And start asking, what system is missing? What piece of the system is missing? That's exactly what we help businesses build through the Small Business Operating System, Small Biz Operating System, or SOS. If this video is helpful, and I hope it is, please subscribe, hit the subscribe button. Next week, we're going to dive into one of my favorite tools, and one we mentioned here today, the scoreboard, and why people can't improve what they don't measure. If you want to grow, you must measure. Remember, great businesses don't happen by accident. They happen by design. Build systems, develop leaders, live stronger. Till next time, peace.